Welcome to Over the Top Rope with the Masked Saint. I love that title. I had the privilege of being a professional wrestler for 10 years, 1978 to 1988. And when we came up with that title, Over the Top Rope, that's interesting because in my day, in a match, if you threw your opponent over the top rope, that was an automatic disqualification. However, I have wrestled in several 18-man over-the-top rope battle royals. Matter of fact, the last time that I wrestled in a 18-man over-the-top rope battle royal was in Ocala back in about 1997 or 98. And when I did this, I was still the senior pastor at the First Baptist Church of Beverly Hills, Florida. None of those people knew that I was doing this, but they were taping an ECW show over in Ocala, and Dory Funk Jr. asked me if I'd like to work, and I said, sure, I'll be glad to do it. And I had not been in the ring in probably 5 years. Now, something else. They wanted me to sing the national anthem. Dory Funk Jr. was the one who asked the promoter to ask me to do that. Now, I hadn't been in a battle royal in a lot of years, so I asked Dory Funk Jr. for his advice. And this was his advice: don't get hurt. Now, what was so amazing, as I was singing the national anthem, those guys started hitting the ring. And I mean, it was just pandemonium and chaos. And I was in there with, at that time, there was an offensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins, Tommy Dreamer, the Bruise Brothers, Mr. Hughes. There were a lot of guys. I was the 8th guy, I still remember that. I was the 8th guy to go over the top rope. I obviously didn't win. Now, Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5 says this: a wise man will hear and increase in learning, and a man of understanding will acquire wise counsel. You know what? Dory's advice was good, because in the old days when I was still in wrestling, I might have done something very stupid because I was in great shape and I figured I could do anything. So I followed Dory's advice. And by doing that, I didn't get hurt. We're living in a crazy pandemic world. My best advice to you is to seek godly advice from God's Word and from godly people. If you do, you got a lot better chance of not getting hurt. And that, my friend, is a blessing to teach you a lesson. God bless you.